Ville, my partner in circus arts, has been dreaming for a long time about creating a site-specific show.
Usually when people come with some so-called circus, it's patronizing kind of, oh, little people, now we come to see the show, and it's gonna be wow.
We started applying for money for this project, and all of a sudden we ended up getting money to create a network, a Nordic network. And we said, why not? Let's bring in our friends and do this show together somewhere.
I hope it will inspire the youth and the children to pursue their dreams.
Someone in this project should say, well, maybe it's not such a good idea, but no one did. So here we are 4 years later, and it's going to be great.
This journey is about how a dream grows into a project crossing borders to become a historical show in Greenland.
It was a group of people gathering 5 years ago in our place here in Nuuk, and we started the Zen group, and from then on it has just been bigger and bigger and bigger. I think a very good experience about, you know, doing things together with other people speaking different languages, and I think it tells us that nothing is too big.
The new National Theatre and the Theatre College in Greenland was in need of support and inspiration. Because of this, and for fun and in the spirit of adventure, the Sen members decided that the project would end up with a big show in Nuuk.
I'm Mika from Greenland, from Nuuk, from the National Theatre School. We'll be hosting you guys, but also directing the students. So that new students who will be starting up in August will be part of the show, we hope. Yes. So that's my...
For us it's a huge project. And people coming from different countries with different skills. And they need to work with us. And us doesn't mean only the National Theatre of Greenland, but it means the youth, the amateur theatre, and I think the whole town will be involved in it.
I will do the coordination, but I said from the beginning I will not be producer. So the plan is that the production now, let's start today, we'll have a bit another construction.
Can the snow be, can we create white Greenland mask dancers? So that there's a pile of snow, and the pile of snow starts becoming alive.
Slowly, the framework of the show takes shape. The dreams and ideas of scenography and story become more concrete.
It's a rock here, going up and house. We have found a spot, and it's near the fjord. Stage here. Fireworks, perhaps here. This is the fjord. Canada that way. Denmark that way. The North Pole that way.
And this is not covered in snow in September?
No snow yet.
Fireworks are planned for the show, and Hantu from Norway is responsible for this part of the performance.
The biggest problem is the transportation, actually, because it's explosives, and we have to get permission by the company to pack it in a container and send it by their boat. So we have to solve that, but we will.
So we break it into smaller points.
Yeah.
Stage, crane,
yeah.
truss,
yeah.
additional rigging points,
yeah.
light, sound, electricity backstage.
Yeah.
What else?
Scenography.
Scenography.
Yesterday we came up with exactly what the show was going to be. And today we took that knowledge and we made lists of what to do lists. So now we go back home and we start doing our homework. Timeline-wise, on the 7th of July, the container will be packed in Stockholm, Alby, with everything we need, and it will be sent to Nuuk. That will take a month. We will be in Nuuk some days before the arrival of the container, which will be on the 7th of August, so we'll be there just prior to that. And then we will put together the show and build the stage and the set and everything during 3 weeks. And then we'll premiere the show on the 30th of August and play it the 30th and the 31st. Actually, next time we all meet is gonna be in Greenland.
First to arrive to Greenland is Nalle and Ville.
Hey, you good? Yes, you. Nice to be back.
The first thing to be done is to inspect the venue at Colonial Harbour.
This used to be one of the old boat sites. It's not owned by anyone because you can't own land here in Greenland. So the fishermen and the people would just leave their boats here in the winter. And but now it's been cleaned up because this is becoming more of a tourist site. So the boats are in other places. And this is where we're going to put up Toqqortat, the first site-specific circus in Greenland's history.
So here comes the first of the Royal Arctic sponsored containers. So we're going to put them next to each other in the back or on an angle so we create a little backstage, not so windy area, since we know the weather here is pretty rough sometimes. So the main container will be over here, this marked area. That's where we'll build the whale.
Little by little, more people begin to arrive, and with only 10 days before the premiere, the entire group is finally gathered. Now an intense period begins to keep the schedule. The base in Nuuk is the Greenland National Theatre. Many of the participants and visitors are staying here, and all meals and meetings take place in the theater.
So, good morning, everybody. Good morning. So, is everybody ready for the final week? Yes. Yay. Okay, today the idea is that we're going to rehearse the glacier. So after this meeting, and after I've had a meeting with Gert, with the sound, that it's the mask dance, it's the students, and we do the mask dance scene, but on site. And maybe even with some costume if one feels like it. Okay, we see you at lunch.
Yeah. Is it okay with the pants?
Yeah. But
okay.
This one is a bit...
You can do like this. Yeah. Because I made them so you can put them where it fits.
Yeah.
I'm making one of the costumes for the mask dancers. They're going to be have skin underneath, and then white pants and a white top, and then like this big cape of this. We have really short time, and there's a lot. Like there's 12 fish dancers, and there's 11 mask dancers, and there's 13 builders. So we have like to make a lot of everything, so that in a really short time.
Everybody needs to help out in order to get ready in time for the premiere.
me and Ville, we got the job to do the scenography, and at that point it wasn't really any story, any concept at all about this this thing. So we said, well, if we're going to go to Greenland and build something, why not build a gigantic fire-breathing whale? So that was the basic idea. We just wanted to build a fire-breathing whale. We tried to build as much as we could of the whale back in Sweden, but we could never get the tail moving. So we thought, well, fuck it, let's do it in Greenland instead. We'll be more clever then. That hasn't really happened yet, so it's a work in progress, but we will get it to move, I think.
The ass is hanging, kind of. But it's nice like this anyway.
The skeletons I looked at, they looked like this because the whale doesn't have any bones beyond, well, where the container ends.
Yeah, sure.
So it should collapse, really.
True.
The stage is ready and outdoor rehearsals have begun.
And here, there's no pause there. You just go for it straight away on the last one. Buff, and then turn and straight away to us. And just it makes it feel like it's going quicker. Okay.
The story of the show is built around the Inuit history, present day, and mythology. The main issues are the conflict between modernization and tradition, between nature and exploitation.
After Christianity, you know, when we were Christianized, we lost a lot of these Inuit traditions, and it's a good way of mixing that with just fun.
And then I say, ooh.
Yeah, somewhere you have to say you're hungry.
Or there's no hunting animals.
I am playing Sikkersok. She is the Inuit Alice in Wonderland that gets to experience all kind of weird stuff. She's finding a word, Toqqortat, which means the hidden, and actually it's she's looking for her love.
Let's improvise the whole thing with music, and if it goes right or wrong, we'll see. Okay, I'll put the music on, and the soundtrack starts. We're working on the glacier scene. Ice blue lights will go up on this backdrop, making it look like a glacier. Glacier music starts, and they have an amazing cultural clown theme here called Greenland mask dance. And the mask dancers will come out, and there'll be glacier mask dancers. So we'll have the iceberg will actually come alive and start attacking her.
In the mask dance, you want to make people experience fear, sexuality, and fun, like comedy. It's actually our way of performing, like it's our theater. The mask dance have always existed in the Inuit regions since maybe 10,000 years ago when the first ones arrived to the Inuit regions. It's not exactly the same as the things that they did for thousands of years ago, but it's you know, the spirit is still there.
It's both a story about a girl, but also a story about our people. From the beginning into the colonization.
Oh, over there will be a perfect place for my factory. Yes, with a beautiful black chimney spewing black smoke into the air.
Me and Esther, we brought a little, like maybe traditional theater, some dialogue and writing and a little bit social commentary in the scene that we did with Nalle, where there's some sort of colonial white patriarchal figure that comes and wants to exploit the land, which has been very much the situation for for Greenland and other colonies.
Let me buy your land.
With only a few days left until the show, everybody has a full-time schedule.
The only thing that didn't work was the walking around with in the kayak.
So it would look like they moving actually. If you come moving that way and she's paddling, it looks like she's moving.
The only one who can't work is Hantu, who is still waiting for his fireworks to arrive.
Today the weather is good, but first day we were here, it was this huge wind coming all the time. With this wind, it will never gonna work. Another problem, which has been a huge problem, is to get the gear here, actually get the firework to Greenland. And I have been trying to solve that for almost a year now. But we find a way to put it in a container in Sweden, and then it should go through Sweden and to Denmark and go on a boat there and arrive here ahead of me. I haven't seen it yet.
Her skal det største stå. Så blir det litt mindre, de andre mindre litt rundt, og så skal vi skyte I den retningen.
The news right now is that it will arrive on Friday morning, the day before show. And it's a lot of work to do after it arrives. So, but it will happen if it arrives on Friday. If not, this whole trip is kind of, it's nice to have been here, but it would be nice to actually do what I can do and show my firework.
I didn't have any clue what Nalle and Will and Oscar were talking about. So what? Out? Oh no! No, I didn't know it was going to be that big. I think it's going to be like, yes, also because we are in the show. I mean, we Inuits are in the show as well with our stuff. So I think it will mean a lot to people who's watching it, like saying, yes, we can also do it. We can be part of that kind of big stuff.
Actually, it's the biggest show ever in Greenland, outside doors, and I hope it will inspire the youth and the children to pursue their dreams, because if you believe it, anything can come true.
Hi. How old are you and what's your name? My name is Miyuki and I'm 15 years old. Hello.
And my name is Ivalu. I'm 13 years.
Both local amateur theater and dance groups are written into the story. Cesar from Sweden is working with the young people for the show.
5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3.
I don't feel that I teach sometimes because I get taught too. It's always a give and take, and I'm so happy that I can give something, but they give so much back in the energy and the love and the things they do.
And we're handing out fishes! Yes! 1 fish, 2 fish.
We start in the back.
Yeah, we start in the middle somewhere. I think this is the biggest puppet I've ever built.
I believe you. And it moves.
Woohoo! Brilliant.
That's cool.
The focus on the project from the beginning was pyrotechnics and rigging. I mean, that's what a lot of the show is based on. There's a lot of pyrotechnics and there's a lot of rigging going on, as you can see, with counterweights and tramway flying and so on.
Okay, go. Yeah. This is actually the opening scene of the show, or the second opening. It's the entrance of the raven who brings the light to humankind. So she will fly from over there, hopefully, the raven. Line rockets will go up, pew, pew, explosions, lights, focus, and the Spanish raven Marilyn will stand ready to make her fabulous entrance on stage.
For me, it was Ville who called me to tell me if I wanted to be in this very exciting and beautiful and unique project. And what I love of this project is that they mix the culture from here, doing what they normally do, and mix it with other things.
Can you connect the rope, the other one? We pull it up. Before we put Marilyn in this, as a rigger, I have to go first to make sure it works. That's okay, no? Like that. Yeah. Okay.
So today is the last day. And what we know is that Hamto is chasing to go, or do you know a time?
The good news is that the boat has landed in Greenland.
Yeah.
The bad news is that they have divided the firework in different containers. If I get there today, it will happen. But the later it gets, the more stressed I am. So if I'm really angry tomorrow morning or tonight or something and yelling at someone, please don't take it personally. It's just
Preparations for the evening's dress rehearsal is in full swing, and the final details are put into place.
Yoo-hoo! It's here!
The pyrotechnics have finally arrived, and now Hantu and his crew face a long night of rigging.
We're in control.
Yes.
The weather is not in control.
The weather is not in control.
Yeah.
I don't know how Hanto will do with the fireworks, but if it's not
light.
firework today, do we blow everything up on Sunday?
In the tipi.
Yeah, in the tipi. We're gonna burn fucking shit to the ground.
All right, let's start with the weather report. Can someone just check if it's changed?
The fireworks is ready. It's there. I worked together with my the greatest helpers in the world all the day and almost all night. They've been so it's there. It's have been a very windy day. I'm very worried. So I haven't made the decision yet. And I won't make a decision before we're there. So if it's too windy, then I cancel. If the fireworks goes as planned, it will look very close. It's very big and it's very close. Please don't be too afraid.
Showtime!
What I have discovered! A new land! Can you smell it?
Together with the Greenland National Theatre, the network managed to shape a performance that touched both the Inuit identity, the environmental issues, and the political situation in the country. "8,000 people, nearly half of Nuuk's population, came to see the show in Colonial Harbour. It is not easy to describe this project, how a common goal could link together so many all over the world, and how a completely crazy dream, by the sheer will and motivation of the people involved, got the opportunity to develop into one of the largest cultural events in the history of Greenland.
Everything is possible, even the craziest shit you can imagine, if you have good people and a little bit of magic.
I think it was an extraordinary show.
When I see how they include the Greenlandic traditions in their shows.
And what we can do to change history to make it our own history.
It made me a bit proud.
And we have to do it together and not just be spectators for our own history.
I couldn't imagine they could do something like that in Greenland.